Hey guys, what's up? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And today we're going to be checking out the clone spell inside of Clash Royale that just appeared inside of the game as soon as the Elite Barbarians came out. Now I'm going to run through the clone spell as well as show you guys some leaked images that might be the clone spell in action. And going through the clone spell, you can see it's a 3 elixir epic card that is of course a spell. Now what it does, it duplicates all friendly troops in the target area. Clone troops are fragile, but they pack the same punch as the original, and it does not affect buildings, so don't worry about mirrored expos, or I guess cloned expos and mortars. Now for the radius, it's a 3-tile radius, so I'd say that's similar to a fireball. And reading through the description, you can see the clone troops are fragile but pack the same punch, so you can assume that they do the same amount of damage as the original troop, but they're fragile, so most likely they're not even going to have somewhere close to the amount of HP it has. For being 3 elixir, there's no way that these troops can have a bunch of HP, or it would be the most overpowered card in the game. And checking out the first image I'm going to show you guys, it shows some cloned lumberjacks, and take a look at those lumberjacks right there. So there's one, which I think is the original on the top left, and then on the bottom right and the bottom left, I think those are cloned lumberjacks. So maybe the person that played cloned one of them and then used a mirror spell and cloned the other one. I'm assuming that's how it happened. So that's the clone spell in action right there. And you can see 3 lumberjacks, and yeah, there they are right there. Now the second one I'm going to show you guys, this is insane. Apparently you're going to be able to clone the giant skeleton before it dies and be able to get 2 giant skeleton bombs on the tower. Look at this image. There's 2 bombs. One of them is a regular one on the left. The one on the right is the clone giant skeleton bomb. That is ridiculous. You can get 2 giant skeleton bombs that pack the same punch onto the tower. So let's say your giant skeleton reaches the tower and you have the clone spell. Just go ahead and pop your clone spell on the giant skeleton, and it's going to be guaranteed to blow that tower into pieces, which is just ridiculous. The giant skeleton is going to be so much fun with the clone spell. And finally, look at this image right here. This is just ridiculously stupid. Apparently the person who had access got a bunch of musketeers and cloned them. I don't know if they used 2 clone spells. Maybe they use the clone spell in the mirror, because a 3 radius isn't that big. But look at all of those musketeers. The ones on the left are regular, the ones on the right are cloned. That is just absurd. And yeah, that is as far as what we know for the clone spell. Now of course, these images can't be guaranteed to be correct unless Supercell actually releases the footage, but they look pretty crazy, and this comes from that studio that's been releasing a lot of the leaks, so I have to take it as something that is going to be happening. But yeah, that is it for the clone spell. It should be fun. I'm assured that the troops must not have that much HP if this is actually how it's going to work inside of the game, or else it's going to just be absolutely absurd. So maybe you're going to be able to zap down the clone troops. You can use arrows to kill the clone troops, just so it's an even elixir trade, or even a positive elixir trade with the zap spell. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think about the clone spell. Do you think it's going to be cool? Do you think it's going to be lame? Let me know in the comment section below. Personally, I am super excited for it. But let's go and get into some battles today using a new deck that I wanted to show for you guys. Now I saw this deck recently, and it's the Bowler Graveyard deck, and the Bowler is actually surprisingly tanky. Now of course there's no clone spell in this, so I can't clone the Bowler, but what you're going to do is use the Bowler as a tank for the tower, and then use the Graveyard to assassinate the tower down using all those little skeletons. Now meanwhile, he's doing something crazy with the minions on the left hand side. I'm getting impatient, so let's go and drop our Graveyard right now. He's got the skeleton army. I'm just going to freeze that into place, and as my skeletons fight their way through, they're really doing their best against all these skeletons right here. I'm even going to get a perfect zap spell against the Goblin Barrel right there. So we're going to take the tower to about 1500 HP, so not too bad at all. In fact, the Ice Golem's going to explode, do another 74 damage, and there go the Fire Spirits to get one more hit, I think, on the Goblin. And then the archers are going to take out the princess. All right, so this deck's worked pretty well so far. We haven't gotten both the Bowler and the Graveyard onto a single target just yet. That should shape up to be pretty epic, but we do have a lead already due to the fact that you can play this deck a bunch of different ways. I've told you guys with Graveyard decks, you can play them just a bunch of different ways. You don't have to use a tank alongside the Graveyard, especially with Graveyard Freeze. You can use a Mega Minion, the Graveyard, and a Free spell, and it's going to clear up your Mega Minion to do a ton of damage. And let's go ahead and have our Furnace do work right now. It's actually going to be going against an Inferno Tower, so an interesting play from this guy here. I don't know about the Inferno Tower being that much of a threat against my Furnace. The Furnace is just going to burn the Inferno Tower over and over again for 1 less elixir, and he's going to play a Miner, so this guy must be really scared of me. It doesn't look like he's an English player, so he can't know who I am. He's not. Anyways, let's just go ahead and keep going. We've got the Mega Minion, the Bowler, and the Fire Spirits running down the lane. Here comes the Graveyard Spell. He's got his Princess and the Skeleton Army doing work. In fact, this push is actually going to get stuffed. We're not going to be able to do anything with this push. So the Fire Spirits are going to do work against the Minions. Those are going to go down. Another Goblin Barrel on the other side. I'll have to play an Ice Golem and some Archers to distract the Goblins as well as kill them. And here comes another Mega Minion. I just can't get over how annoying this Princess is. The Princess keeps killing my push over and over again. Even with the Skeleton Army, we're going to be able to get some skeleton hits off against the tower. He's going to Goblin Barrel again. This guy might be one of the most defensive players I have ever played against. It's pretty crazy how defensive this guy is. But the Furnace, guys, the Furnace has been such an MVP during this match. It's just knocking out all of his small units over and over again. Let's go and bowl down that Princess right there. And here's where we might be able to make a push. All right, so Bowler, we've got the Minion. I'm going to zap down that Inferno Tower right there. That means our Bowler has a little bit of HP right now. Maybe we can do some work on the tower. Here comes the Bowler plus the Graveyard Spell. The Fire Spirits are going to do work. We've still got our Graveyard spawning right now. The little skeletons are doing the best that they can and trying to hit on the tower, but the Minions are playing such good defense. It's hard to really do anything, so we're going to have to play a Bowler on defense, and he's getting 300 damage done on our tower over and over again. Our tower is down to 589, and his is down to 134, but keep in mind, we barely have any direct damage with this deck. We've only got the Zap spell. We've got the Ice Golem, which can do some damage. I'm going to freeze, but the Archers are finally going to be able to shoot down that tower. Woo! That was a little bit close of a battle, and that's just a matter of not having that direct damage to be able to finish off the game. But all in all, we had some nice pushes. We were able to pull it out. Let's go and get into battle number 2 and see if we can keep doing work with our King Tower, our Red King Tower. Now, here's where things get a little bit interesting. You can play a lot of different cards when you start off with this deck. You can play the Bowler, you can play the Archers, you can play the Ice Golem. I could play any of those in the very beginning, but I'm going to start with the Bowler because it's so tanky. I know it can survive those minion shots, and meanwhile, he's got a Hog Rider running down the lane. That's sure to get some good damage off, but now we can go for a pretty nasty counter push, and let's go ahead and see if we can do work. Now, rather than play my Graveyard, which would be nice, I'm going to play the Freeze spell, and the Mega Minion's going to get so close, it's even going to get a hit off on the tower, 2 hits off on the tower. But with the Ice Spirit being able to stop it up, that's going to be all we get. And all in all, he actually has a lead going into the rest of the battle. This guy's going pretty crazy with the emotes, so we're going to go ahead and keep that in check. Let's play our Furnace down the left-hand side of the map. Actually, we could play it on the right because the Hog Rider's still going to go to the Furnace, but the Furnace is our only defense against that Hog Rider as far as the defensive building goes without having to play something like our Bowler. Now, again, Furnacing that right-hand side, the Fire Spirits are guaranteed to hit as long as he doesn't have anything on that side of the map. He's going to split his Archers. Pretty nice play right there, but since he's going to be going aggressively with the Hog Rider, look at that prediction right there. We're going to go ahead and play our Bowler, but we might have clumped all of our stuff up too close together. This is perfect for him to Fireball, and there's the Fireball right there. So let's go aggressively with the counter push. We've got the Ice Golem and the Graveyard cooked up. And this should be what we need to hopefully get some damage against the tower. There it goes. Ice Golem's going down. Graveyard's going down as well. He's got his own Ice Golem, but we're still going to get some skeletons off onto the tower. And take a look as the tower's dropping down. It's at 900, 800, 700, 600. It's just going to keep going all the way down to 650. Very nice push right there. But we do have to be careful about a counter push. Now, there goes the Hog Rider. I'm going to play my Furnace, making sure we get that Hog right away. Fire Spirits are going to take out his Ice Spirit as well as hit the Hog Rider right there. Very nicely done. And with the Mega Minion to help clean up as well as tank for those Archers, we're looking really good right now going into the last minute of the battle. So even in Double Elixir, this is where he's actually going to be pretty strong. The Hog Rider cycle deck is very strong in Double Elixir, probably better than my deck. And let's go ahead and play our Archers on defense. Golem right after that Fireball goes down. Very nicely played right there. And Furnace is going to help out. The Ice Golem will explode and kill those minions, meaning the Hog Rider is all by itself. And that's going to mean he shouldn't really be able to do too much against the tower. So let's go for a Mega Minion and Graveyard push. There it goes. Free Spell is going to go down as well. I'm going to freeze that tower as soon as possible. There it goes. Just barely getting it off in time. The Mega Minion's going to do work. It's going to kill that Ice Golem, which eventually will kill the Mega Minion itself. So we're going to have to Bowler down the Hog Rider. That tower's at 181. Yet again, look at the Hog Rider. It got stuck into place right there. But still, with 4 Archers, we're going to have to kill those one by one with the Bowler, with the Mega Minion. Our tower's down to 882, and seeing as it's not going into overtime, I'm pretty comfortable with letting the right-hand side take some damage right there. And now we need to keep defending. There goes another Hog Rider. Furnace is going to go farther away, because I know I can get both of these towers locked onto the Hog Rider, which was nice, which is why I put that Furnace there. Even though it's directed towards the right-hand lane, I knew we would get value there. This game is insane. Let's drop the Ice Golem. Let's drop the Graveyard. I've got the Freeze Spell to freeze everything. Come on, go towards the tower. Zap Spell onto the minions, the archers. Ice Golem's running towards the tower. 45 HP will not be enough to keep Pext Etro in business. And with 4 people watching him, because I don't have any people on my friends list, he's going to lose 1-0, giving us 700 gold and 35 cards for our victory. So 2 razor close matches using this deck in our very first 2 battles with it. Let's hop into one more against JB Jedi. Or Jedi, and hopefully it's not as crazy as the first 2. Now he's gonna play a Golem in the beginning. I'm gonna play my Furnace. I probably should have played it down the left-hand lane because the Furnace is just gonna get swallowed up by the Giant right there. Meanwhile, on the right, I've got the Ice Golem prepped and ready. Actually, we can even use the Mega Minion right here, and let's do it. Let's do the Mega Minion. Let's do the Graveyard spell. I'm waiting for the Mega Minion to tank, but I need to make sure that I keep the Mega Minion alive. I'm trying to freeze as soon as possible. Just barely not going to get that free spell off, which is so annoying, or else we would have been able to dominate that tower. We would have probably taken that tower down with like a 1 HP Mega Minion, but now we've got to play defense, and I've got the archers attacking the Musketeer. Notice where I placed the archers to make sure they killed the Musketeer before the Giant, and all in all, things are going to be even. That wasn't the perfect start to the game for us. We played our Furnace on the wrong side. We played our free spell a half second too late. Honestly, we were out of elixir though. I don't know what else I could have done against that. So let's go and play our bowler and check out, guys, when you want to line up a strike, this is how you do it. You play the bowler, it's going to knock that Ice Wizard back yet again, and it's just going to keep doing work over and over again. The Mega Minion's going to kill his minions, and we're only going to take 400 damage on our tower after he dropped 11 elixir on that push. So not too bad at all. We'll even have a little bit of a counter push going on with our bowler, and let's go ahead and get ready to do it with the Ice Golem and the Graveyard, which is now ready for action. Now, I don't know what he's going to be able to do about this. He's got the Musketeer. The Musketeer is going to do nothing. That's 4 elixir on a card. That is so terrible against the Graveyard spell. Look at the tower burn from full HP to 0, and that's going to be the very first tower of the game with a perfect push, and that feels really good to get done. That was really nice, and all that elixir he committed on his push, a counter push just blew up in his face, and now he's got to try to take us out, but we're going to go bowling again. The bowler's going to knock down the Musketeer in the back. We've got the Mega Minion and the bowler getting in the way of this Giant right here, and that's going to be able to stop the Giant with only getting 2 hits off on the tower, almost just 1 hit. And still, let's try to knock that second tower out and see if we can put a stranglehold on this victory. So I'm going to drop the Furnace. He's got a balloon. So I'll drop my archers and check this out. Ice Golem in the very center going to tank for both of those towers, which means we can drop our Graveyard spell and do work against his arena tower. The Ice Golem is going to freeze that tower. I've got the Zap spell going down as well. All of the skeletons are running wild as the bowler and archers run down that left-hand lane. Tower's going to go down for the second crown of this game, and this one is not going to be as close as the other ones. 30 seconds left on the clock. His tower's down to 2,487. We can see if we can go for a 3 crown on this very last counter push, but as he tries to go right here, I'm going to defend just a little bit and then make sure we clean up this victory. So Balloon, Musketeer, and Ice Golem will be the final push for him. He's got some arrows, but that's going to be the end of the game. Free Spell will be able to stop the King Tower from killing this Mega Minion, but I don't know if we're going to have enough time on the clock. We've got the Archers, the Bowler, the Mega Minion, the Ice Golem cycling to the Zap spell to get as much damage as possible, bringing it down to 136, but just out of range of that 3rd crown, but not as close as those other battles. Woo! That's going to be it. 3 battles, 3 wins. So that one not as close. I guess it was close for a 3 crown, but not close as far as win-lose. Guys, that is going to do for this deck. It's really fun. If you guys, again, have any thoughts about the clone spell that I talked about in the beginning of this video or this deck, let me know in the comment section below. I'm stoked for the clone spell, and it should be an awesome addition into the game. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.